Yeah, Miss Ami, good morning. Is my voice clear?
Thank you for coming to this webinar and being a speaker, Pak. We were looking forward to your presentation. Thank you.
Okay, am I the first to present?
Not yet. We are about to start the webinar soon.
Okay.
Opening your eyes to the importance of education. For the younger generation, as they have the same rights to continue their education to a higher level. Growing in knowledge, enhancing good character, and to have a brighter future. Universitas Terbuka is established to make the dreams of young men and women from all corners of the country come true through the distance higher education system to meet the ever-changing demands of industrial and technological development in the 21st century.
Dengan diresmikannya Universitas Terbuka.
Universitas Terbuka is a pioneer of world-quality distance higher education, which is supported by professional lecturers who are experienced in their own field of expertise. Universitas Terbuka has also made numerous innovations to solve current educational challenges by applying a digital learning ecosystem to build capable and quality future leaders.
Hampir 4 dasawarsa UT mengabdi untuk bangsa. Universitas Terbuka mewujudkan pendidikan tinggi untuk semua.
With the long experience of carrying out our mission of providing equal access to higher education for everyone in Indonesia, Universitas Terbuka has proven to be a trusted public higher education institution. Our graduates have successfully applied their knowledge into their chosen career fields as either professionals or entrepreneurs. As of 2022, UTE has a student body of just over 350,000. As a cyber university who teaches and applies the latest technology, Universitas Terbuka has 4 faculties, including the Faculty of Economics, the Faculty of Law, Social and Political Sciences, the Faculty of Science and Technology, and the Faculty of Education and Teacher Training. As a successful distance higher education institution, UTE has received various awards and achievements. For instance, the rector of Universitas Terbuka, Professor Ojat Darajat, was elected by acclamation as the president of Asian Association of Open Universities for the period of 2020 to 2022. Time and time again, UTE continues to make important innovations by using the most advanced communication technology and information available in each of its programs. Through the implementation of lifelong learning, UTE also provides certificate programs and tuition-free programs such as open educational resources, as well as free lectures to be accessed by everyone. Limitation is not a hindrance for people to continue their education to a higher level, because education is a fundamental human right for everyone that can be accessed easily. This is Universitas Terbuka, always thinking forward, always open to diversity.
Pendidikan tinggi bagi semua anak negeri.
Universitas Terbuka menjangkau yang tidak terjangkau.
Kemajuan ilmu pengetahuan serta pandemi merubah kebiasaan kita dalam menggunakan teknologi dan internet. Hal ini mendorong berdirinya Indonesia Cyber Education Institute yang diresmikan Direktorat Jenderal Pendidikan Tinggi pada tanggal 28 Juli tahun 2021. ICE Institute merupakan lokapasa digital untuk mata kuliah daring berkualitas di Indonesia yang tujuan utamanya adalah memfasilitasi penyediaan pendidikan berkualitas sekaligus menjamin kualitas layanan pembelajaran daring serta mendorong pemerataan kualitas pendidikan di Indonesia. Didukung oleh 14 mitra konsorsium, mata kuliah daring yang disediakan oleh ICE Institute dapat memperluas akses pendidikan berkualitas untuk siapa saja, kapan saja, dan di mana saja dengan beasiswa Merdeka Belajar untuk semua dari Menteri Pendidikan, Kebudayaan, Riset, dan Teknologi. Semua mahasiswa dari berbagai perguruan tinggi bisa memilih mata kuliah dari perguruan tinggi ternama di Indonesia juga luar negeri melalui ice.ac.id. Sebagai contoh, mahasiswa yang terdaftar di Universitas Bina Nusantara dapat mengambil perkuliahan di Universitas Indonesia yang penempuhan mata kuliah serta SKS dan sertifikatnya bisa diakui oleh kampus asal. Sampai saat ini di ice.ac.id ada ratusan mata kuliah daring dan perguruan tinggi papan atas di Indonesia dan ribuan lainnya dari EDX yang berasal dari perguruan tinggi terkemuka internasional. Dengan mengadopsi teknologi blockchain, ICE Institute menghubungkan semua penempuhan mata kuliah dan menghubungkannya dengan job market, sehingga menjadi satu lokapasar pendidikan daring yang terintegrasi. ICE Institute akan selalu berusaha mendorong perubahan dalam peningkatan dan pemerataan kualitas pendidikan Indonesia guna mendukung program Merdeka Belajar untuk semua.
A very warm welcome to one of our speaker, Professor Jintafi Kalaisang. Hello, Professor Jintafi. How are you? Thank you for being here to join our seminar as one of our speaker. All right, ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Our seminar is about to begin. Thank you very much for preparing yourself to join our seminar. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. The Honorable Professor Paulina Panen from ICE Institute, the Honorable keynote speakers, Professor Jintafi Kalaisang from Chulalongkorn University, Mr. Fajar Arwadi from Universitas Negeri Makassar, and all the participants of this seminar. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ami Hibatul Jamil, the moderator of today's seminar. I am very pleased to see you here and welcome all of you to the 23rd Cyber Education Forum entitled Online Learning Process, Challenges and Opportunities. This webinar aims to explore the various digital transformation and online learning experience in the context of online learning, its growth and importance, especially in response to the global event such as the COVID-19 pandemic that have accelerated its adoption. All right, for the first agenda, we would like to invite Professor Paulina Panen from ICE Institute to deliver the opening remarks. But before that, we would like to play a video of ICE Institute.
Have you ever thought about joining the fun Merdeka Belajar Kampus Merdeka but wondering where to start? Or do you want to take part in lectures from well-known domestic and foreign universities? What if you want to improve your skills and get certified while working a full-time job? Is that even possible? At ICE Institute, everything is possible. ICE Institute provides various collections of online courses for empowerment and capacity building for college students, vocational students, and the general public through various options. Merdeka Belajar Kampus Merdeka is a policy of Indonesia's Minister of Education, Culture, Research, and Technology that provides opportunities for everyone, including 1. College students in their 5th semester or above to take 20 credits outside their home university. 2. Capacity building programs for high school students that provide opportunities to take several online courses from well-known universities. 3. Capacity building programs for professionals to enhance their skills and careers. And the best part is, all of these programs are available in one place at icei.ac.id. This way, ICE Institute is focusing on building the capacity and skill set of every level of society, from university students to professionals. Together with consortium members and a growing list of providers and partners, ICE Institute has a collection of more than 600 courses from 23 universities for a quota of 60,000 participants and will continue to grow. In addition to the collection of courses from Indonesia, the ICE Institute has also added more of international courses in recent years, including 1. More than 1,500 courses on the edX platform from 55 of the world's top universities for 2,500 participants. 2. 120 courses from the consortium of universities in China that are members of Xuetang X, Tsinghua University, which are provided openly without quota limit. 3. Collection of the International Institute of Online Education, UNESCO ICE, on digital transformation to increase the ability of teachers and lecturers, as well as the higher education community in general. 4. More than 10,000 courses on the Coursera platform from 290 world-class universities are provided for 1,000 participants. In recent years, there have been more than 13,000 Indonesian students and 1,000 international students, especially from Sri Lanka, who have attended lectures through the ICE Institute. Keeping up with the current developments in the world of education, the ICE Institute also adds a micro-credential program collection. These programs aims to add and improve community competencies according to market needs, including micro-credential design thinking programs, data analytics, digital security, cloud computing, game developers, and many other collection of micro-credential programs. Upon graduation, students enrolled in the Game Developer Micro-Credential Program will take part in the capstone project for game creation. The best games will be selected by experts from the gaming industry during the judging process. Not only quality programs, but AR/VR has also been used in various lecture processes to provide a modern and futuristic learning experience. The presence of the micro-credential program in the ICE Institute Gallery, which is openly offered to human resources from the business and industrial world, will assist the upskill and reskilling process in increasing the capacity building of these human resources. In collaboration with ADB, World Bank, Microsoft, British Council and United States Embassy, ICE Institute has the ambition to help meet the needs of students by providing quality learning systems and content that can be accessed by anyone, anytime, and anywhere. The ICE Institute also works with domestic and foreign partners to hold cyber education forums to discuss various topics based on research and studies around hot skills in the job market and how students can prepare themselves for the competition. The ICE Institute will continue to carry out various research and developments on the facilities, services, and features provided so that they are the answer to welcome the borderless Industrial Revolution 4.0, which has changed the perspective of how formal education is organized.
All right, to Professor Paulina Panen, now you may deliver the opening remarks.
Thank you, Ami. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Very good morning to all of you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Special thanks to Professor Jintafi Klaisa. Thank you for joining our webinar here. Thank you for willingness to share with Indonesian audience about the online learning process. And to Pak Fajar Arwadi, thank you very much for being the presenter here, representing the working group doing research on online process. Pak Fajar is a collaborative researcher coming from Universitas Negeri Makassar, and Prof. Jintafi is a special guest from Thailand, from Chulalongkorn University, actually. However, I know her from Thai Cyber University Group. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you to both of you. Ladies and gentlemen, I think there are so many issues that is emerging when you are actually implementing online learning. From so many issues, the most important one is about the process itself. The preparation of online learning, we know that we can, we can rely on instructional designer, educational technologies to assist us. But in terms of online process, we have to do it our own. We have to implement our own. And sometimes we are, we are requested to do things by a quick decision because we are facing the online situation, which is synchronous, for example. And most people thinking that online learning is only the Zoom process, the interaction from lecturer to those students via Zoom. That is the process. If the students learning asynchronously, reading their books, reading their materials, viewing the videos, etc., they don't consider it as a learning process. They call it as a independent learning. But the learning process mostly perceived as the Zoom process, actually, which is very sad. Actually, we can dig up a lot in terms of learning process. Yes, there are challenges, but now with the availability of technology, I think everything is just possible. In your click, in your hands, you can make it very, very interesting. The most discouraging factors in terms of online learning is the students who feel kind of lonely because they have to go through the process all by themselves, by individual self. But actually, you can try to develop the online learning as such that the process actually involving groups of students, although they are separated or distributed across geography. And I believe these two experts, Professor Jintafi particularly, have been in online learning for quite some time and can share with us how to tweak to make online learning process interesting, especially engaging, and also of the liking of the students, so that they can concentrate, they can focus on the learning without being disturbed by anything else, and also without being lonely. And Pak Fajar Arwadi, I believe, will report how far have you gone through the research process regarding this online learning process in UT, in Universitas Terbuka, and especially for ICE Institute. We have about more than 600 courses right now implementing online learning process, and everybody is anxious to know what's the result of the research. Okay, so I believe enjoy the seminar, and hopefully this will be very useful to all of you, whether you are interested in the seminar itself or whether the result of the seminar can be implemented into your developing your online course. Thank you very much and have a wonderful seminar. To both our speakers, thank you. To the committee, thank you very much, and to all the participants, enjoy. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for the opening remark, Professor Pauline. Now, moving on, we would like to invite all the audience to have a photo session together before we begin to the next session. For the organizer, you may please prepare the configuration or setting. All right, now we would like to have the first slide. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Everybody please turn on the camera, yeah. All right. Another one. 1, 2, 3. And then the next one. 1, 2, and 3. All right, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now moving forward to the main session. And before we proceed, I would like to inform how the presentation will proceed. First, the speaker will be invited to present their material about 20 minutes. After that, there will be a question and answer session. It is now my pleasure to introduce our first keynote speaker, Professor Jintafi Klaisang. So she is a lecturer at Chulalongkorn University at the Department of Educational Technology and Communications. She is a Deputy Head of Educational Intervention and Innovation Research Unit, Faculty of Education, Chulalongkorn University, Bangkok, and a Deputy Director of Thailand Cyber University Project, Ministry of Higher Education, Science, Research, and Innovation, Thailand. Her research interests including e-learning, flipped classroom, blended learning environment, virtual learning environment, ubiquitous learning, disruptive technology, and MOOCs. Professor Jintafi has a doctoral degree in supervision, curriculum, and instruction, higher education, with a specific focus in educational technology from Texas A&M University Commerce, USA, and 2 master's degrees. One is a master degree of science degree in Learning Technology Information System, Media and Technology, and another one is a Master of Science in Higher Education Teaching, both from Texas A&M University Commons, USA. All right, Professor Jintafi, we are looking forward to your presentation, and you have 20 minutes to present the material, and now the time is yours.
Thank you very much, the moderator, Professor Amy, and good morning, and Professor Paulina. It's so glad and honored that you invited me to join in this forum, and good very morning to all participants today. It's again very of my honor to have a chance to meeting you all, and the theme of this forum about the online learning process is very, very interesting and very challenging and opportunities. Like Professor Paulina mentioned that, you know, we are in the era of digital transformation. So the process of how we going to overcome, you know, with these challenges and opportunity will be very, very interesting topic for today's talk. So during these 20 minutes, I would like to share with you all about my thought and experience about how can we deal with this online learning progress. So the topic today, I name it as to empowering the future sustainable lifelong learning and navigating the uncertain post-COVID-19 era through digital transformation and the global citizenship. So according to the online learning progress, I would say that as we all, I believe we are all in here as the online instructors, or some of you may be both roles like instructors, administrator, and also you used to be the learners, online learners, or you are online learners, upskilling, reskilling yourself now. So there are three key drivers that I would like to focus in order to be equipped and be ready as the, we will have the smooth online learning progress during this digital transformation era. The three key drivers worth mentioning is first, you have to leverage disruptive technology and innovation as the first key driver. Second, you need to be able to propose selection of tailored digital contents. There are a lot out there, but you have to be able to make the proper one for upskilling and reskilling yourself. And third, last but not least, is to equip it with the positive mindset for growth or the growth mindset in order to, go through this online learning progress and to empower a concept of how to learn, unlearn, and relearn. So basically, there are three factors that I'm going to focus during my talk today. The first area of the key driver is disruptive technology and innovation. As we all know that if we take a look at the device ownership as of April 2023, almost 100% equipped with the smartphone and mobile phone. More than half have laptop and desktop computer, and around 1/3 they have tablet device. So these are the current situation at a global overview. We are aware that for the daily time spent, most of us spend up to 6 hours, 35 minutes using the internet, and more than 3 hours to watch television, broadcast, and streaming. And we spend more than 2 hours for the social media and many other modes that we have spent online. Not only the broadcasting, but for the reading materials, listening to the broadcast radio, podcast, and many things. So most of us are rely on the spend time on the internet as a global overview. And when we take a look at the internet adoption, Indonesia is one of the countries that have the average access up to 66.5% and also above the average of the worldwide average, which is 64.6%. So this is the overview of the current situation. Seems that we all are ready to to go through this online learning process because we are equipped with, the technology, and seem that we are ready regarding the internet adoption as well. So during the past few years, with the heat of pandemic and other COVID-19, it's really accelerate the digital transformation. And if you take a look on the screen, this is what happened during the past few years when the pandemic COVID-19 just hit, and seemed that everyone be able to get online and do the video conferencing via Zoom or even other applications. But before the COVID-19, video conferencing thing seemed to be something like far from us, like not not that we going to use is like one of the technology that we use is every day, but with the hit of the pandemic. After that, last year, after the year of video conferencing, last year is the year of metaverse trends. Beginning of last year, we are aware that when the metaverse emerged, we have a lot of professional development for both K-12 or higher education to get to know the metaverse, how it works and how can we use this in our online learning. And even not only the teaching and learning, when we hold the conference like last year with Thailand Cyber University projects, we have the annual conference. And last year we offer participants to attend not only the online and on-site, but we also offer them to attend via the onwards mode of participant. So this seemed to be the trend of last year with the metaverse trend. The physical campus and the virtual campus seem to be like the seamless and seem to be get closer and closer. When we talking about the metaverse trends, there are many universities announced last year with the project initiated about the twin campuses. This is the example of the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology that have the twin campus, and they try to extend the reality campus to enhance the teaching and learning experience for its two campuses in Hong Kong and Guangzhou. So the platform is provide the opportunity for the learners to attend both physically or virtually at the same lecture. So this is what happened last year, and I believe that this can be one of the challenges for our online learning process. Another university, the Chinese University of Hong Kong at Shenzhen, also have the Metaverse campus, and they use this as the ecosystem for their learners, teachers to trade and purchase services. They also have the billboards around the campus, and they consider this as the another of that ecosystem with the token driven, and they also employ the blockchain-based token to features the fair and transparent ecosystem and in this community, metaverse communities. So these are two examples of what happened last year that we can empathize and to be sure that we empower those technology to use this in our online learning process. For this year, it's worth mentioning, and I think everyone have the experience with this ChatGPT. We are aware that with the hit of the ChatGPT, 1 million users have used this technology within 5 days. If compared with other applications like Instagrams, Dropbox, or like Netflix or Kickstarter, these are way faster to hit up 1 million users, meaning that everyone pay attention to this technology and see the benefits of using this in somehow better for teaching and learning. I use myself as a case study for this one, how as an online instructor can use this ChatGPT to help you as the assistant, to help personal assistant. This one is the example of the prompts that I have used with the ChatGPT to help me generate the syllabus for my undergrad students. And I use the very specific prompts here that I asked them to act as the instructor for higher education. You are going to write the syllabus for, and this is the course that I'm teaching. And I tell them very specific that I'm going to teach the undergrad student for 15 weeks. And then I also provide them with my course description. And then, they provide me with the course syllabus that I can edit or further modify. And I also ask them to create the rubric assessment for my students, to think about the active learning activities for each week outline. So I asked them to help me with many, many things, even come up with the exam or the quiz questions. After I have this all, I use it and modify it and adjust it to meet to fit with my context and my students. So this is very challenging, and I think it's the opportunity for all of us during our online teaching and learning progress. The question is that at what level that we allow this technology to help us and help our students. If we're thinking about the very bottom, this is student created, and up here, this is bot created. Before we have the internet and have the ChatGPT, student we wrote our assignment content without consulting AI or the internet. And after the internet came in or the AI came in, students start to consult internet and AI for idea, then wrote and submitted. And then student wrote main idea, AI generate a draft and offer a feedback to improve. Students create multiple AI responses and use the base of it, edit and submit it. Or AI created a response, student read, edit, and submit it to us. Or the worst case, all the bot created, student plug prompt into AI, copy, respond, and submit it to the teachers. So this is the challenges that at what level that as a teacher, we allow AI or the bot to help a student, assist the student during the teaching and learning progress. This is very challenging and one of the very concerns nowadays. So if we're looking at the UNESCO report, there are many possibilities in using the AI to help, whether they can play the role as the collaboration coach, guide on the side, personal tutor, co-designer, or student or study buddy, motivator. So this is all the possibility that AI going to take part of our teaching and learning. And this is the thing that what mentioning why we have the online learning progress. Teacher and student, we have to talk and have agreement at the same level. That at what level that we going to accept this. The second area I would like to mention is about the content. The first area, the key driver is the technology. The second area is the content. The content, the digital content nowadays also very, very important. And there are a lot out there. So what as an online instructor and student, we need to be equipped is we have to be able to tailor digital content and future-oriented skill for upskilling and reskilling ourselves. We need to be able to select the appropriate one in order to fulfill us with the top 10 skill of 2025. If we consider this or even the 21st century skill, we are aware that there are not only the content itself, like professional content that you have to be able to equip it, but other area like soft skill, self-management, problem solving, or the technology and development skill, you all have to be able to compete in that skill as well. So with a lot of digital content out there, you'll be able to upskilling, reskilling in all of those aspects. We're talking about one of the very powerful digital content called MOOC, the Massive Open Online Courses. ICE is one of the example of, the digital content provider for Indonesian people. And there are a lot of very, very interesting courses out there. And even the cooperation at the international level, I'm very, very impressed with, what ICE have been doing. And also, it's worth mentioning about the three big platforms, whether it's like Coursera, edX, or Futuren, which had up to 76 million, 35 million, or even 15 million users, learners participate in those platforms, the MOOC platform. And when we're talking about MOOC, massive open online courses, we are aware that this the focus is massive, open access, and is video-based online content. And the journey for the learners, they focus on the lifelong learning, whether you can use it for the credit bank purpose or use it to upskilling and reskilling yourself. The micro-credential, in the video clips, the introduction have mentioned a bit about is the collection of the courses and aim it in the certain profession, and whether when you learn it, you can keep it, accumulate it, and you can use it for upskilling, reskilling in your career, or you can collect it in the credit bank system to further transfer into the higher educational level. So many people consider MOOCs as a pathway to the dream job. You can upskilling reskilling yourself through the MOOC courses. You can learn at your own pace. you earn the credit, and then it will advance your career as well as to advance your educational degree level as well. And there are so many examples of the success stories out there. So another thing worth mentioning that nowadays during the online learning progress, there are so many instructors have integrated MOOCs into their courses and shape their courses, not only the on-site or the online courses, but they call it as the blended learning courses or the hybrid learning courses. The role of MOOC have been integrated as the asynchronous interaction for the online mode. So learners self-learning those content, and then when they come to the face-to-face session, they use the meaningful time during that time to do the discussion or the group presentation. So these are examples of how can we integrate MOOC or the digital online content for your online learning progress. Like what I mentioned earlier, there are many types of MOOC platforms, which can be maybe classified into two types. First is the global platform, namely Coursera, edX, and FutureLearn. Second, maybe we call country-specific MOOC platform, including Thai MOOC, K-MOOC, J-MOOC, or the Indonesian, the ICE MOOC. Let me spend a few minutes to introduce the Thai MOOC, which is the project launched under the Ministry of Higher Education, Science, Research, and Innovation. And the focus of Thai MOOC, we focus on the lifelong learning, whether you are the student drop out from the school, you collect the credit while you are in the university, or when you're working, you would like to upskilling and reskilling yourself. In this platform, we not only provide the MOOC courses, but there are also system, the platform, including the student records and the credit bank system. And if you're looking at these stats from the beginning, when we launched the project in 2016 until now, we have up to 1.6 million participants, and it's increased rapidly during the pandemic time. Currently, we have 1.6 students. We have been issued up to 1.6 certificates, the online certificates. We have 600 courses with the collaboration over 120 organizations. And out of that 600 courses are divided into 12 categories. The first top 3 categories, including computer technology, business management, and education and training. With the collaboration of 89 universities throughout the country co-developing the MOOC courses, we also have 21 renowned organizations join this MOOC platform to use as the co-develop the MOOC content and also use for upskilling, reskilling their employees. And we also have 9 partners from MOOC providers around the world. And these are examples of our collaboration. And we also looking forward for the collaboration with ICE in the near future as well. And these are the overview of the Thai MOOC ecosystem. Like what I mentioned, we not only have the Thai MOOC LMS for the content, the course contents, we also extend our platform, including the e-profile, roaming account, MOOC core directory, and the e-testing, and last but not least, the credit bank system. So those are the 2 key drivers I mentioned. First, the technology. Second, the content, the tailor-made digital content to upskilling and reskilling. Last but not least, key driver, I would say is the growth mindset, or known as the positive mindset for growth. That we have to be aware that we are in the digital transformation era. So we all need to be equipped with the technology skill, the content. We have to be able to find the tailor-made content to upskilling, reskilling ourselves. But beside those two, I think growth mindset is the most important key driver. The growth mindset is when we can step out from our comfort zone to the fear zone. And if you can come across those, you will enter the learning zone where you'll be able to deal with the challenges, problems, you acquire the new skills of using technology for your online learning process. And then it will go to your growth zone. So I think this is one of the very important key driver. So again, to summarize my talk today, there are 3 key drivers that very, very important for nowadays online learning process. First, the technology, the disruptive technology and innovation. Second, the tailored digital content for upskilling and reskilling. And third, the positive growth mindset. So these are all the key drivers that that are the challenges and opportunity for all of us for the online learning progress. So thank you everyone for listening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Jintavi, for giving us such an enlightening and inspiring presentation. Even you also give us conclusion in the end. Thank you so much. All right, Professor Jintavi, so you may please wait for a while. We would like to invite the next speaker first before we accepting questions from the audience. For the participants, if you have something in mind, you may type your question in the chat room box. Then later, the organizer will pick 3 questions for every session. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now allow me to welcome the second speaker, Mr. Fajar Arwadi, SPD MSc. All right, so Mr. Fajar Arwadi is a lecturer from Universitas Negeri Makassar in the Faculty of Mathematics and Natural Sciences, Universitas Negeri Makassar. He obtained his master's degree in mathematics education from Universitas Sriwijaya and Utrecht University. He has published several articles in national and international accredited journals and proceedings. Some of his recent research are about mathematics education, literacy, mathematics problem-solving skill, and online learning experience. Mr. Fajar Arwadi, you have 20 minutes to present your material, and the time is yours.
Thank you, Ms. Ani. Is my voice clear?
It's clear.
Okay, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, let me present our research project. Oh, sorry. Okay, the description of online learning experience is actually the part of our research project headed by Ms. Titi Chandrawati, Ms. Nur Hikmah, myself, Ms. Laksmi Devi, Ms. Afriani, Ms. Beni Savitri, and Mr. Dedi Kusmandi. The Honorable, one of the prominent founders of the ICE Institute, Prof. Paulina Panen, Professor Jintavi Klaisang, the moderator, the committees, and all of the audiences. It starts with the backgrounds. Numerous changes instigated by COVID-19 will persist even after the pandemic subsides. One of them is online learning. Even we can say online learning now is more prominent than or going to replace traditional learning in the future. There are several barriers in online learning. For example, communication barriers, basic concept ambiguity, boring courses, etc. Students may interact with content and the instructor, but they will not have the emotional, cognitive, or motivational support that comes from working with others or minimum guidance from the lecturers. Or there may be friendly discussion, but minimal learning. So I think there is a need to evaluate the successful of online learning in the term of social, cognitive, and teaching. So we need theoretical framework for that evaluation. So it results in research questions. How is the students' perception of their learning experiences in some online learnings based on the community of inquiry framework? That is social, cognitive, and teaching presents. And the theoretical framework namely community of inquiry, is suggesting that learning may occur as the result of the interaction among three main elements, namely cognitive presence, teaching presence, and social presence. Now, social presence is the ability to interact with others in meaningful way. It indicates whether the participants see themselves as part of a community to which they feel they belong, in this case, the classroom. Cognitive presence is the evidence when students purposefully construct knowledge in a collaborative way, and teaching presence covers the design, the facilitation, and the direction of cognitive and social processes for meaningful learning. So we move to the indicators. In the cognitive presence, there are some categories: triggering event, with indicators recognize problems, sense of puzzlement. So in these categories, teachers or lecturers provide problems to trigger the curiosity of students. The second is exploration, in which the students gather as many as information to solve problems. With integration, the students make analysis, make synthesis of the information which have been previously gathered in the exploration step. And in the resolution, students apply, test, and defend their answers or solutions. So in this cognitive presence is actually consecutive from triggering event up to resolution. In the social presence, there are three categories, namely effective, open communication, and cohesive. Effective covers expression of emotions, use of humor, and self-disclosure. In open communication, entails carrying on conversation, quoting from other messages, and so on. And in the cohesive means togetherness. There is vocatives, words such as madam, sir, which is used to address someone or attract their attention, or address or refers to the group using inclusive pronouns, and prefix or salutations relating to or being speech used for social or emotive purposes rather than for communicating information. For example, how are you? Have a nice day. Yeah. Next, in the teaching presence, there are instructional design and organization. It is like planning, learning, facilitating discourse. Teachers should accompany or engage in their students' interaction, and also direct instruction. Although the learning is student-centered, but the lecturers have to give instruction or deliver the topic well. Next. Okay, so from the constructs and the indicators, we create a Likert type scales and the students as respondents. Some items of cognitive presence, such as I can describe ways to test and apply the skills I learned in this course to my work or other activities. So it is in the fourth category. Yeah. Learning activities help me make explanations or solutions to solve problems. It is also in the fourth category of the cognitive presence. I take advantage of various sources of information to explore more about the topic I'm studying. Yeah, it is in the second category of the cognitive presence. Yeah, because the students explore or make explorations and so on. Some items of social presence. such as I feel comfortable communicating through online media. Yeah, it is an effective aspect. I can get to know other discussion participants clearly. Yeah, it is the first category of the social presence. I feel that my opinion is recognized by other discussion participants. Yeah, it is in the second category of the social presence. And for example, in the third category, online or web-based communication is an excellent medium for social interactions. Yeah. It is in the vocative category or in the third category. Okay, next. Some items of teaching presence. Yeah. For example, the instructor provides feedback that helps me understand my strengths and weaknesses in understanding the topic. Yeah, it is the role of the instructor or the lecturers to deliver a topic to their students. So it is in the third category. The instructor clearly conveys the learning objectives. It is like a plan. So it is in the first category. And for example, for the second category, the instructor helps keep course participants engaged and participates in a productive discussion. So the lecturers here gather with the students in the discussion. So it is in the second category. Okay, the method of our research is survey in the type of type scale with online distribution. So we form a Google form to distribute to the students who have experience on online learning. And the parameter or the options, there are 4: strongly agree, agree, disagree, and strongly disagree. With respectively, the scores are 4, 3, 2, and 1. The respondents are students from several universities, mostly Universitas Terbuka and Universitas Negeri Makassar, with a total 311 students. And to analyze, the means from the scores of every respondent on all items for each category are found. So the mean score or the average is categorized into 4 levels. If the average or the mean is 1 up to 1.5, the category is very low, and so on. And in the very high category, the average or the mean of the student score is 3.51 up to 4. The findings, yeah, I don't know, because the students fill the forms, and I think the results of the scale suggest promising online learning in which most cognitive presence of the students are in the high category for each dimension. Yeah, even there is no cognitive presence which is very low. As well as in the social presence, in the high category, still dominate. Yeah, for example, in the effective aspect, 76.52%, open communication, 80.38%, and in the cohesive, 78.13%. As well as in the teaching presence, the students, most of the students have high experience in the teaching presence, instructional design and organization. It means that their lecturers plan the learning well. The lecturers also facilitate this course, and the students feel that the lecturers give direct instruction well. And the conclusion from the survey, it suggests that the students' perception of their learning experiences in some online learnings based on the community of inquiry frameworks that are social, cognitive, and teaching presence was high. Challenge and opportunities. The framework for learning experience, I think it is very interesting framework for the guidance of the lecturers and also the students should be massively socialized. We need to also design learning and supporting technologies to enhance cognitive, social, and teaching presence. And ICE and MOOC can be the programs for good learning experience. We also convey the limitations of our research. The survey can only get the students' perception based on the questionnaire, and the researcher should add the data with some observations of some online learning to explore the real community of inquiry. It is like verification or the validation of our data. The research has not included the lecturer's perception of their experiences when they do the online teaching. Actually, our research project is exploration of online learning experience, covering not only students, but also lecturers, because the research is still on process. Okay, I think, thank you, Ms. Ami. Yeah, that's all my presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Fajar, for giving such eye-opening and captivating presentation. So, Mr. Fajar presented about his research progress of online learning experience for both students and also lecturers. Yeah. All right. Thank you. All right. So, it is now time for us to start the Q&A session. The organizer may please display the question from the audience. All right, so we have 3 questions first for the first term. This is the first question addressed to Professor Jintafi Klaisang and Fajar Arwadi, SPD MSc. So the question is from Faradila, and how do you respond to the development of AI, especially ChatGPT for online learning, and what impact does this technology have on online learning? All right, so Professor Jintafi, and followed by Mr. Fajar Arwadi, please.
Thank you very much for the very, very interesting question. To respond to the development of AI, especially the ChatGPT for online learning, I think that the challenge would be that how can we use this as the instructor or the students use this appropriately and shorten us to learn something. And I would say that actually there is one slide that I skipped. I didn't mention because it's I don't have enough time. But if you think about the Bloom taxonomy, there are 6 levels of learning, starting from, like you're learning the knowledge and understanding and applying. And then you go to the higher level, which is, to be able to analyze things, evaluating and creating things. So that is the higher level. So for the ChatGPT or the AI, I would say that it can shorten, the lower level thinking time, meaning that GPT can save you some time. For example, you don't have to explain everything or wait until all of your students understanding the concept, because nowadays they can self-learning through the use of AI or other tools by themselves. And then what the teacher have to focus is to go to the upper level or the higher order level of learning, which is to teach your learners critical thinking. They be able to know and use their decision whether this to believe or this is the fake information. So those critical thinking, creativity, and like the upper order level of thinking, that is what you need to focus. And you will have more time because students, they have a lot of helpers. For example, like the ChatGPT. Another challenging things from the student perspective is that I believe as the online instructors or even the on-site instructor, you have to make the agreement between you and your student. like what in one of my slides, that at what level this is acceptable. If you go beyond that, this is unacceptable. So these are, something that I believe that this is very, very important, that you have to have the very first agreement with your student in applying, the new technology in your teaching and learning progress. Yeah, that would be my answer. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Jintafi. Now, next, Mr. Fajar Arwadi.
Okay, I do agree with Professor Jintafi. ChatGPT or AI, yeah, okay, it is available 24 hours. It is cost effective. We can get the answer of our questions instantly, but I think ChatGPT creates limited interactivity or minimum interactivity with other people. Yeah, we are in social life, so I think we have to create learning. Okay, we can take the advantage of ChatGPT, but how to create a social interaction like I presented. The learning consists of three aspects, namely cognitive, the information, the knowledge, the teaching, the teacher, and also the social presence. So I think that is my answer. Yeah, back to Ami.
Thank you, Mr. Fajar. Now, moving on to the next question. All right, so this is addressed to Professor Jintafi Klaisang from AFKAR. I must express my profound appreciation for your wonderful presentation. All the material you have given certainly added a positive dimension for the young age generation nowadays. The data that you have shown stated that Chulalongkorn also had a massive impact on education during online learning due to the pandemic that happened back then. I want to know how the evaluation system worked in the past. Can you give us more detailed information about this? And also, if I personally want to continue my study there in the near future, are there any websites that could provide information about that? Thank you.
Thank you for the very, very interesting question. Yeah, like back then during the pandemic COVID-19, actually the university have support the instructors in many, many ways. Both the infrastructure, like, the Zoom account and everything, and also the how-to. They have the announcement, many announcement, the regulation about how can we manage our online courses during that time. And also there are a lot of like series of webinar that, like instructor can attend and get the like the up-to-date information about how can we manage our course. And of course, the assessment and evaluation is one of the very important concern from, like both instructors, administrator, and also students. At that time, and I think we still use it until now, is that we believe that when we teaching online, it's very hard. I would say that that if you just have the summative evaluation, that I would say basically there are two types of evaluation: the summative evaluation and the formative evaluation. The summative evaluation is one where you have the midterm exam or the final exam for your students to be sure that they have achieved your learning outcome or the learning objectives that you set for your course. So those are very important. But they said that when you achieve the mode of learning, teaching and learning to online, it's very hard for you to evaluate only the summative evaluation, that type of evaluation. So the university and many instructors achieve the focus to pay more attention to the formative evaluation. For the formative evaluation is where you, when you teach your students, for example, like every other weeks, you teach them at, like to achieve like one concept concept, and you test them, you quiz them whether they understand or not. If they understand, you move on to another topic. If they don't, you try to help them to understand or to achieve that learning outcome before going to the next topic. So that are the shift of the evaluation during that time, that the focus will shift to more on the formative evaluation to be sure that all the students, they are in the same pace and they achieve at one small objective and before going to the next one. Another aspect that worth mentioning and we very focused on is we shift the way that we assign the project into more the authentic type of projects. We focus on not only learners understand the content that we teach, but they be able to apply and in their profession. So we will offer them more authentic tests than before. And I think that has changed a lot during the pandemic-19, and I think it changed the way teaching and learning forever since then until now. We focus more on the authentic tests and authentic assessment in our courses. Yeah.
Thank you, Professor Jintavi. And then hopefully it answered to the participant, yeah. All right, for the next question, please. This is addressed to Mr. Fajar Arwadi. Thank you so much, Mr. Fajar, for your wonderful presentation. Also from the same person, yeah, Afkar. I want to point out something. Some people might not harbor an unwavering fascination with online learning. Some more inclined to casual conversation, while others revel in delving into face-to-face learning intricacies. There are people who derive pleasure from exploring new things with face-to-face learning. Do you have any advice that could attract and engage people with this preference? And how do you motivate them specifically? Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Afkar, I think this is the role of the lecturers, yeah, by seeing or looking at the framework of the community of inquiry in the teaching presents, in that the lecturers should facilitate discourse, identify areas of agreement or disagreement among their students, seek to reach consensus of understanding, encourage or acknowledge or reinforce students. So the teachers or the lecturers here should pay attention to the open communication or be paying attention to cohesive. The lecturer should build or create in the classroom a social norm. The students should put respect to the others, how to appreciate the opinion or the arguments from the other students. So I think it is the role of the lecturers to put or to create social norms in the classroom. So I think the learning will be meaningful. I think that's from me.
All right, thank you. So the lecturer had a important role, yeah, in this situation. All right, thank you. And the next, the second termin, we would like to have another question addressed to Professor Jintavi Klaisang from Abdul Rahman. In this era, the students have a lower spirit in the learning process. So what should we do as teachers to make their spirit high, especially in online learning? Because sometimes we found difficulties in communication during the learning process. We want to give them motivation, but they think we don't like them. So this is one of the example of the case faced. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. And I actually for the previous question, I forgot to mention about the information about the Chulalongkorn University. So I put in the Zoom chat about the link to the university that provide you the information for the international students as well as the scholarships, accommodation, and everything. So you I share it in the Zoom chat. Okay, so to answer this question, I think like this is yeah, one of the very interesting question that and classic question, I think that what Mr. Fajar mentioned about the community of inquiry, that he focused on, the three types of interaction, whether it can be the social person, cognitive, and teaching person. I think those all are the answer for this. The interaction is the very most important factor. If you can have those kind of constructive interaction, challenging interaction, many of the interaction strategy you can apply. For example, if you heard the word like gamification concept, where you set up the activity, a lot of interaction by using the game engines, but you didn't let them play the game, but you use the game engine. For example, you may have like many applications nowadays, like Kahoot, quizzes, Mentimeter, that to provide you the interactive activities along with the dashboard that you can, like ranking the learning ability of each student. They will feel that this is so challenging. They would like to participate in, those activities, and they would like to be on those dashboard, or, like many kind of things that I think you can put it into when you design of your online teaching and learning activity process, because there are a lot of engines out there. Just to think about the interaction as the most important. And also like Mr. Fajar mentioned, the community of inquiry. I think if you can make your learners feel curious and like inquire to learn things, they will be with you. They will not feel that like you hate them or you're not belonging to them with the gap of the age or the generation, I think. Yeah, so cheers with you. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Professor Jintafi. We would like to move on to the next question. All right, so this is addressed to Mr. Fajar Arwadi. How to increase students' cognitive presence in online learning? The question from Yura. Thank you.
Okay, Yura, thank you for the questions. I think the lecturers should know or understand the types of teaching methods, when to do student-centered learning or teacher-centered learning. I think we have to combine those methods, those approaches to apply in the classroom. So we not only how to guide the students to get the answer, get the concept or of the topic, but we have to give good direct instructions to the students. So I actually quite disagree if we only apply student-centered learning, but also we have to combine teacher-centered learning in one moment in the classroom. So there is a teaching presence in the classroom. The students feel that they are guided by the lecturers, but they also feel that they receive much information from the lecturers to anticipate, for example, misconception or misinterpretation of the topic. I think by looking at the teaching presence with instructional designs, facilitating discourse, and direct instruction, I think it can enhance cognitive presence in the students. I think that's it. Ms. Ami?
All right, thank you. So it's also collaborate with teacher centered, not only student centered. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Next question. This is addressed to Professor Jintafi from Dian Satyawati. The first, How can collaboration between educational institutions, government, and the private sector strengthen continuing education and digital transformation in support of global citizenship? And the second, in the context of continuing education, how can we increase awareness about sustainability issues and environmental challenges among students and learners? Thank you.
Hey, thank you, Diane, for the questions. I would say that the first question is that like nowadays we are in the world of that like each organization cannot do everything, but there are always the importance of the collaboration amongst the stakeholders and like different parties, including like for this the continuing education. I would say that private sectors, government always have the certain demand, and they know well regarding the job market. They know what kind of competencies, the skill that like the private sector or even the government need from the learners. So those, I would say, those consider the demand, like for us in the continuing education. The educational institutes will play the role as the supply. So that are seen that as the demand of the job market, from the job market, the certain professional competency. As a university or the educational institutes, we are the supply. We have to prepare all of our learners to be ready for the job market or from those demand. If we work together with the government and also the private sectors, we will know what kind of certain professional competency that we need to prepare our learners. And if we prepare the learners and provide them with some experience from the government and the private sectors, those learners will be ready and will be equipped with the required competency and the skill in their future job. So those, I think, is going to be the ecosystem of the continuing education, as we all work together, collaborate together to supporting the global citizenship, I would say. Yeah, so that to answer the first question. For the second one, in context of continuing education, how can we increase the awareness about the sustainability issue and the environmental challenges? I will say that because I'm from the educational field, I may not be able to address the issue of the environmental challenges to things, but to make it sustainable, I would say for education sustainability model, there are so many educator or the scholar try to think about the sustainability model. And one of to make things sustain is, I would say, going back to the first question, is the collaboration that make things sustainable. So, by yourself, you may not keep, like your online learning platform or even, environmental challenge sustainable. But with the collaboration, I would think and agree that, it will sustain. Yeah, that would be my answer for the second question.
Thank you for your answer, Professor Jintavi. Actually, we have more questions, so it's been fruitful discussion. Next, to Mr. Fajar Arwadi, what is the correlation between student satisfaction and teacher satisfaction in online learning? From Sudiono. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Sudiono. Yeah, actually we have to make research to measure this correlation, but I think students feel satisfied if they understand the topic, they receive meaningful learning in which they can interact with the lecturers, they have good coordination or collaboration with the other students. And I think if the students are satisfied, the teachers will be also satisfied if their topics can be understood by their students. The teachers themselves feel that they teach. Teaching presence of the teachers can be perceived by the teachers and also the students. I think they are strongly correlated, between student satisfactions and teacher satisfactions, in which the topics can be understood, the teachers can apply or choose appropriate method to deliver the topic, and I think once again they are strongly correlated. Miss Ami.
Thank you for the answer, Mr. Fajar. We would like to move on to the next question. All right, so this is addressed to Professor Jintavi. What is the impact of implementing artificial intelligence as technology in education, especially in the context of personalized learning for each student? What are the key challenges that need to be addressed to optimize its benefits, and what are the proposed solutions? From Ahmad Razik. Thank you.
Thank you, Ahmad, for the questions. And the impact of implementing AI in education, I think like what I mentioned earlier, that the agreement between teachers and students are very, very important. At what level that you accept, the use of the AI for students to use to help them with the assignments or the group projects. I think the key challenges thing is that, beside that agreement is that how you discuss with your student about the proper use, the critical thinking that you need to make those students aware that the information provided by AI may be 100% correct. There are some fake info, like some some false information a lot out there. So that I think the awareness is very, very important in order to optimize its benefit or the AI benefits. The solution would be that I believe when we work with the ChatGPT or the AI, I think to educate students about, beside the critical thinking that students need to have, also the prompts. There are so many different type of prompts, and also maybe the detector tools for AI. So those, I think you also need to make students aware of those, and use the AI in the constructive way of teaching and learning, like to enhance the learning, not the constraint. There are so many good prompts especially for personalized learning. For example, one example of the prompts that I have I've seen it before is that, for example, if you would like to learn English, you can have the very good prompt that you ask AI to generate the question for you. And then when you answer, ask AI to comment those answers for you. And then ask the AI to continue on the next question. And then you answer, they give feedback, and then continue on, the question. So those is one way that you can upskilling yourself in certain topic that you would like to do. Have AI as your assistant, or like the learning buddy, like like in the report that I showed you earlier from the UNESCO report, that AI can play many roles in your online teaching and learning process. So you may have a look at that, and how can you properly use AI for your education. Yeah.
All right, thank you for the answer, Professor Jitavi. We would like to move on to the next question. This is to Mr. Fajar Arwadi. What aspect of online learning influences the learners the most? Content design or flexibility? From Abhishek Pandey. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Abhishek, I think yeah, it is not about how to discuss content design or flexibility, but we need to combine these two things to create a good online learning. And I think content design as a plan to create a good learning is important, because if we fail to plan, I think we plan fails, I think. And also the flexibility, yeah, we need to anticipate in the classroom. Yeah, for example, we design a lesson plan and we have determined the steps of learning that we imagine it will be delivered well. But I think in the classroom, it is very dynamic. The characteristics of the students are very heterogeneous. They are different. So we cannot apply one type of learning for all of the students, because yeah, once again they are different. So we need to create hypothetical learning trajectory to anticipate if our plan is not going well. So this is the flexibility. We need to plan several alternatives to deliver in the classroom. So I think these two aspects are same important, I think, Ms. Ang. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Fajar, for the answer. For the audience, we are apologize not to display all the questions because of the limited time. So that was the last questions. Thank you for all the participants who have participated in asking questions. And then, so everyone, we would like to thank the distinguished speakers for the informative and interesting presentation, and all the participants for the participation. Ladies and gentlemen, for your information, requisite of getting certificate, please filling out the feedback form with the link that the organizer will give later. And before we ended this event, we would like to invite Mr. Engineer Muhammad Toha, MAD PhD, as the ICE representative to award the certificate to the speakers. Yeah, all right. For the speakers, yeah, the camera already on, yeah. Yes, please, Pak Toha. You can unmute first. You can.
Okay.
Right.
Can you hear my voice now?
Yes, it's clear now.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Bu Ami, and first of all to Professor Jivante Kalaisang and also Pak Fajar Arwandi. Yeah, I think we have learned a lot today from Professor Jivante about the three key drivers in educational or in its transformation, about technology, content, and positive mindsets. And from Pak Fajar, we also learned about the aspect of online learning in terms of social, cognitive, and teaching presence. When you present your slide, Professor Jivante, it reminds me of my questions at the time. I think last month we have a symposium here. My question to Professor Tapani Tametar, wondering if you it must be your colleagues there. Yeah, actually about the MOOCs in Thailand, it's quite impressive. I think at least from less than 7 years, and then you come up with a number like 1.6 million. Whoa, it is quite impressive. And when I asked, how do you did that? How do you did that? She said, we do with our heart. Yeah, it must be big effort. And I think there is also questions come from here. I think for Dian Setiawati about the role of governments, the role of the governments in terms of that can big numbers. And I think you also mentioned about the positive mindsets, that it must be not an easy task for educators. Okay, so I hope that all of us learn about this. And now, on the behalf of ICE institutes, we would like to present you the certificates as a token of appreciation for you. And this one, I think, is for Professor Jintafi Kalaisang. These are like, just imagine that we have a second hand, but yeah, this is for Jivanti Kalaisang. Yeah. And the second one is for Pak Fajar, also the same certificate as the speakers. Okay, yeah. Okay, again, thank you to you all that already joined this seminars. I think we hope it is inspiring for all of us. So when we leave the seminar, we have something in mind, trigger our mind to do many things in the context of digital transformation in education. Okay, thank you all to you, Professor Jivanti and Pak Fajar. Yeah.
Thank you, Pak Toha.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Pak Toha, Professor Jintafi, and Pak Fajar Arwadi. Finally, we have come to the end of this seminar. We have listened from the speakers about online learning challenges and opportunities. Professor Jintafi mentioned three key drivers of digital transformation. First is to leverage disruptive technology and innovations, and the second, to the proper selection of tailored digital content for upskilling and reskilling, and the third, equip educators and learners with the positive mindset for growth to empower the concept of how to learn, unlearn, and relearn. And Mr. Fajar Arwadi presented about the recent research, which is exploration of online learning experiences that include community of inquiry, cognitive, social, and teaching presence. Now let's give us applause for the speakers, organizer, and for all of us. Thank you. All right, everyone, I'm Ami. As the moderator, apologize if there is one or two mistakes. It's a pleasure to preside this forum.
Okay.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Jintafi.
Thank you, Mr. Ami.